place to be, where art, life, and spirituality connects you and me. Science of mind and spirit, the foundation we teach and live. Love, joy, and belonging are the gifts we have to give. Our consciousness, our being, open at the bottom, open at the top. We're not simply one with God, but we are it itself. It will never stop. SIA, our spiritual center, family and home. It's where we come to practice and remember there is only one life, one mind, one infinite, eternal, self-existent. 'Cause we pause, embodying all that we are. We shine like a glorious star. Our consciousness, our being, open at the bottom, open at the top. We're not simply one with God, but we are it itself. It will never stop. SIA, our spiritual center, family and home. It's where we come to practice and remember there is only one. Spirituality is our way of life. We value laughter, truth, and justice. We express artistry as our living practice. So come and join us at SIA. Know you found a community that will love you every day.
Namaste, greetings and blessings, and welcome to the Center for Spiritually Integrated Arts. This is our Sunday message, and I am Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, the founder and spiritual director of this center. And I invite you to watch not only this Sunday message, but any of our archived messages. I invite you to join any classes or events that we have going on. I invite you to reach out and email if you have any questions. Questions about this community, questions about me, questions about what we do, or questions about this science of mind and spirit, liberation theology that we practice and teach. And if by chance you find yourself seeking beloved community with other like-minded beings, even if you already belong, are a member of another community, church, or center, you are more than free to have multiple affiliations wherever you are fed and find community. You are invited. And lastly, feel free to click like, subscribe, and share this or any other message or announcements with others in your circle. And with that, much appreciation, love, and blessings. Enjoy the message.
SIA is the place to be. So buckle up, we're making history. And if you are willing, repeat after me. I am love. I am love. it right. One more time. I am love. I am joy. I am divine. Amen. Yes, you are. Amen. Yes, you are. Now today's message begins.
Namaste and greetings. So today, what are we talking about? Commitment when? Yes, daily. But what? Oh, love as a daily commitment. So as you already know, we use the word love and so many things. I love that movie. I love that restaurant. I'm in love with this person and I'm not in love with you anymore. So often we speak about love as though it is this not quite touchable, fleeting feeling that it hits us like Cupid's arrow and then it melts and it's gone. But what if this thing called love really isn't a fleeting feeling? What if, just hear me out. It's just us chatting. What if we were to explore more deeply what a daily practice of love would actually offer us the opportunity to unveil? How would we then have a chance to truly reveal who and what we are through this practice? Keep in mind, we use love as a synonym for God. So if we are practicing love daily, then we are practicing what it means to be God daily, which then reveals to us more about who and what we are daily. So how often and what would it mean for us to truly practice love as a sacred path, as a sacred practice that helps us to reveal our divine truth, a divine revelation of who and what we are? What would be required? I mean, what would we have to do? What would just what? So if you are ready and willing to revamp, renew, and reapply a more powerful and more authentic, a more divine form of love, then come along with me. Are you ready? Are you sure? Love shows up in so many places, and even Tina Turner herself asked, what's love got to do with it? So ask yourself that very question. Look at anything in the world. Look at anything in your life. The unhoused, what's love got to do with it? Those who are addicted to drugs or alcohol, what's love got to do with it? War, what's love got to do with it? Genocide, what's love got to do with it? Corruption, political, what's love got to do with it? And I mean literally, not just, I mean literally ask yourself, what does love have to do with any of this? Where is it? Where is it showing up? How is it not like what? Because until we actually get to the root of one, what love is, and I'm not talking about just as a word that we use, I mean the literal spiritual power and depth of what that word is and means. Until we do that and then apply it, we are going to continue to run around looking for love in all the wrong places and in all of the wrong ways. And when I say wrong, that is not as a judgment. It means if I want to go south, then I shouldn't be going west. That's not simply ineffective. It's wrong. It's incorrect. Trying to use this as a telephone, hello? It's not, you don't say, well, Ray, that's just not effective. But I don't want to call it wrong because it's a judgment. No, using a bottle of lotion as though it's a cell phone. I'm not Agent Get Smart. I'm not Agent Friday or what. I'm not. It's not a phone. It's wrong. This is not a microphone. This is chapstick. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Can you hear me? Hello, can you? Maybe I need to hello. It's wrong. It's not just less effective. And yes, it is not effective, but it's not effective because it's wrong. So if we want to end war and genocide and all these other things, greed and corruption, then we need to understand why people do these things, thinking and believing that in some way, shape, or form, love is guiding them when it's not. Homework assignment, or here's your mission, should you choose to accept. Go to a dictionary, whether it's a hard copy dictionary, like an actual paper dictionary, or look it up online. But look up love. What does the dictionary say love is? And then when you do that, then ask yourself, then what are signs of love? Based on what it tells you, what are the signs of love? What are the types of love? Or what are the stages of love? Because the more we are able to identify how the collective consciousness identifies and relates to it, the more we'll understand, oh, that's why. Because they think it's this, and it's not that. It's actually this. So they're not too far off with these other things, but let's remove these or lessen these and add these, and then we have a far greater likelihood that actual love, divine love, the power of love, will now be what's motivating us and motivating them and motivating everyone. But we have to know what it is. We have to slow down long enough to actually examine what's going on. Slow things down for a moment. Pause for a moment. Breathe. Like we spoke about last week, awareness. Pause. Be present. Let's explore for a moment a couple of the types of love. Biological or psychological. Researchers often break love into 3 stages: lust, attraction, and attachment. The ancient Greeks included eros, passionate or romantic love, ludus, playful, storge, familial, pragma, mature or committed, pragmatic, mania, obsessive, and agape, unconditional, altruistic. Philia is also one of them. It's not listed right here, but philia, brotherly love, the kind of love you have for a sibling. And then we have spiritual or Sufi, and they indicate 7 different stages. Now, what does any of this have to do with anything? Well, one, it gives us the opportunity to say, oh, they're jealous and they're calling it love. Well, the Greeks actually have a term for it, mania. It's obsessive love or possessive love. So how do we now apply real love or actual love or healing love to help them change, grow, heal, etc., rather than to continue to be addicted to a non-life affirming concept of love? Why does someone identify money as the source of power or love or whatever? Well, we have to explore. This is our opportunity to explore both the dis-ease and the healing vaccine or medicine by embodying love in the moment by moment moments. The more we embody love, moment by moment in this now moment, embody it. How does love respond? How does love listen? How does love be still and know? Moment by moment. That's the practice. It's not about woulda, coulda, shouldas. Right here, right now. Do you remember last week when we talked about the whole idea of being drained through our distractions? Well, it's possible to, because transactional love is also draining. Transactional love is not love because it's conditional, and conditional love is not love. I'll love you if you do the dishes. That's not love. That's a business arrangement. It's transactional. Egoic love is not love. And all 3 of these are robbing us of precious time, energy, and the access to embodying real love. Real love is experiencing a sense of being that transcends even the concepts of giving and receiving love. Just as God does not give or receive in the absolute, God is. Love also is. This love, true love, rather than draining us, it recharges us, it renews us, it resurrects, it reinvigorates, because it is the truth of who and what we are. Love restores. Love gives energy, doesn't subtract. Breathe. Now, there's a concept in Buddhism that refers to the hungry ghost. And the hungry ghost is an entity that no matter how much it devours, no matter how much it eats or drinks, it is never satisfied, much like a vampire. Vampires, I need more blood, blah. Just like the gentleman in the movie, the Stephen King story, Thinner. You know, once he was cursed, he kept eating and eating and eating and eating, and just, it was never enough. So there are many people who are walking the planet right now who are hungry ghosts. They have embodied the energy of the hungry ghost. No amount of money is enough. No amount of sex is enough. No amount of whatever is enough. There's always, I want more. Shopaholics, hungry ghosts. Hoarders, hungry ghosts. Abusers, hungry ghosts. As is attributed to Jimi Hendrix, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Breathe it in, because it's important to be able to distinguish. What is he saying? When the power of love overcomes the love of power, what is that? Well, what is the love of power? Well, true power is love, and love is true power. Many people are operating on a delusional concept that has them addicted to pseudo power. And this pseudo power can be likened to a mirage where they believe that they are drinking water, but in reality, they are throwing sand into their mouth. And this pseudo power shows up in all kinds of ways. It shows up as racism. Some would refer to it as white supremacy or white narcissism that shows up as oppression. The toxic patriarchy, the manosphere. These are all pseudo power. The Klan, pseudo power. Christian nationalism, pseudo power. The Nazis, pseudo power. We could go on and on and on, because there are many expressions of this thing. Pseudo power, which generally refers to a fleeting or artificial. It is the power over. It is I can dominate over someone. I can control someone. Where do we see that kind of thing? ICE, power over. They dominate. Nazis dominate. The Klan dominate. Men, in many instances, dominate. The cisgender heterosexual community, for lack of a better word, dominate. Anything not deemed white, dominate over. Because whiteness versus, so pseudo power. But pseudo power shows up in a variety of other ways. So once again, remember, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, then the world will know peace. Excuse me. Well, what about when Kim Stanley says, money equals power, and power makes the law, and the law makes the government? J.P. Morgan. Money equals business, which equals power, all of which come from character and trust. Carl Sandburg. Money is power, freedom, a cushion, the root of all evil, the sum of blessings. So they're equating money with power. And J.P. Morgan at another time said, nothing so undermines your financial judgment as the sight of your neighbor getting rich. Because now it's the haves and the have-nots. Well, I don't want them to have more than me, or I don't want to be perceived as having less than, or how did they get so, it's competition. And the one who has more money, according to them, has more say and more power, but it's pseudo power. It's not real. It's an artificial construct that dominates. It creates a society where 12 companies get to own over 550 consumer brands. It's a monopoly where the wealthiest people devour so many others. How is it that the top 1% of people own 47.5, and actually a little bit more than that, of the total wealth? 1% of the people have more than $214 trillion, while the bottom 50% of people have 2% of the global wealth. Wait, what? And the loopholes that these wealthy people don't pay their fair share of taxes, but the 50% with the 2%, why are they paying the tax? The math ain't mathing, because we have a belief we've been indoctrinated to believe that wealth means power, and power makes you exempt from certain things. Pseudo power. It's not real power. It's not divine power. It's the power of control, the power of dominance, the power of domination. That's why we have war. Most of the time, war is a battle of power, fear, money, greed. It's pseudo power, though. It's the mirage of. So what are we invited to do then? Well, recognize that love is your superpower. Embody it. Don't just make it something that you give or receive. Make it what you are. Acknowledge and recognize that it is what you are. Because when it's what you are, it's what you're going to do. It's how you're going to live. In an intelligent study of the teachings of the science of mind, we come to understand that all is love, and yet all is law. Love rules through law, or love operates through law. So how do we balance the yin and the yang? How do we balance our ability to be the both and? The creative process needs to, because it's the law operating, but love needs to be driving it. In order to create a world that works for all, we're not going to do that by dropping bombs. Love has to operate through that. So how do we ensure that that's what we're doing? Like we said last week, we're broadcasting stations and we're receiving stations. But do we know what it is we are broadcasting and receiving at any given moment? And are we able to definitively say that it's love that we are broadcasting? That it's love that we are attuned to? If not, then that's our invitation. Like, how do we get attuned to it then? How do we ensure that that's what we're broadcasting? How do we ensure that we're in the same frequency so that that's what we also receive? In moments of real inspiration, we realize, to a degree at least, that God is all. The life that is everything, and the love that is everything, God. God is the life, God is the love, the joy, the power, the presence, the creativity of everything, including you and me, including all of us. And it's precisely because of that we are able to create a world that works for all. But we have to do it. And we do it first by being it. You have to acknowledge it first. Rumi said, "Be foolishly in love, because love is all there is." And foolish doesn't mean haphazard. Foolish means like The tarot card, the Fool, someone who is willing to believe and trust. I don't have the evidence. I don't need it. I know. I believe in the magic of the rainbow, and I believe in the magic of people, and I believe, and call me foolish if you want. Call me a Pollyanna if you want. But I am foolish in love, foolishly in love, because I know that love is all there is. And Emily Dickinson said that love is all there is all we need to know of love. That love is all there is all, well, she didn't say all we need to know, but all we know of love. God is all there is. And what it is love. To what degree do we know this? To what degree are we embodying this? Infinite love harmonizes each person's entire being. What does it mean to harmonize, though? To harmonize refers to bringing different elements, different systems, different ideas into agreement, into a state of consistency, into a life-affirming combination that is pleasant and pleasing. Harmony, to bring into and to be in agreement or accord or concord. So to harmonize, how many of the elements of your life, how many of the various systems of our lives, how many of the varying ideas are agreeing? Does our job agree with our home life? Does the relationship we have with our children agree with? Does the relationship we have with our own bodies agree with? To what degree are we in harmony? Well, part of that is asking the question, to what degree are we in acceptance of the various elements of, the various notes of, the various tones? So if we're going to accept, that's part of it. But we also, through acceptance, we then harmonize. We bring all the elements into harmony. In other words, we are bringing them into agreement with. We are now in aligned agreement with all that we are and all that we do. All of the areas are no longer discordant. The notes aren't just random noises. They are actually in harmony. And if there are 8 different parts of our lives, well, then now it's an 8-part harmony. My finances, my spiritual life, my social life, my physical life, my mental, all of these areas, I accept, I harmonize, they are in agreement, they're in alignment. Breathe. Awaken. Be free. Be yourself. Remember last week? Forget yourself. Be. Forget your voice. Sing. Forget your feet. Dance. Remember that? Okay. Be yourself. You are the joy of the world, the light that shines in darkness. You are a blessing to the universe. Love yourself always. When you love yourself, you love God. Forget about the past. Never dwell on the past. Remember that time and space do not exist. Not in the traditional way we believe in them. They exist as a one point. So don't dwell on the past, because the past is also now. And the future is also now. And the past is also in the future. And the future is also in the past. And the present is also in the past. And the present is also in the future. So be. And be what love is, be what God is, be what power is right now. So once again, we accept. And through this acceptance and the harmonizing, etc., to alignment, what ultimately is happening is you become free. And the more free you become, the more freedom you now experience. And this freedom gives you the opportunity to step into emancipation, liberation, and you reach a space where you realize Om Tat Sat. I am that. I am that which is. And Tat Tavam Asi. Yes, you are it. But what is the it? You and God are one. The freedom gives you the freedom to realize that and to live from that awareness as that awareness. That there is no separation between you and what it is. Breathe. You can see everything with the eyes of love. You can be aware that love is all around you. Just like Wi-Fi is all around you. Air is all around you. But are you able to see? To what degree do you have 20/20 vision? And does your 20/20 vision give you a sense of a kind of X-ray vision so that you can actually see through the conditions and the effects, so that you see the truth of what love is? As Eric Butterworth said, I see the world not as it is, but as I am. And I am in spiritual unity with God. When we have this kind of vision, not eyesight, but insight or God sight, then we are able to see capital R reality, no matter what our lowercase reality is expressing. Excuse me. That's why we are able to look at war and see how to treat it. We look at an injury, we see how to treat it, because we don't focus on the injury. We focus how to set the injury rightly. Because if you focus on the broken bone versus focusing on placing it back together so it can mend, it will never mend, or it will mend improperly. So you see past, it's out of harmony. Let me put it back into harmony. And now nature, the human body, the healing process, it does what it does. So to what degree are we seeing through and past, to not focus on the world as what's going on, but to see it, but see through it to the divinity of, the divine, the love of, and then heal it. That's what love has to do with it. Love the life of your mind, furnishing it ever with new thought, so that your countenance glows with joy, the very joy of what it means to be alive. To what degree do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to let your countenance glow? Love is not an emotion and not a feeling. Love goes beyond all of that. Love is to realize that you are part of everything. just like those photons from last week. To realize that your very self is part of that great flowing river of infinite existence. To realize that you are everything. Love is the realization that you are everything. Everything is you. The divine is everything, includes you. Which is proof that this is why when we change individually and bring that change to others, it has no choice but to change the collective. But if we stay siloed away, sequestered away, then how do we bring the healing presence of to the rest of the world? We can't. That keeps New Thought, Science of Mind and Spirit as the best kept secret. That's not going to do anyone any good. So keep in mind, love is energy. Love is life. Love is joy. It is the all. It is awe. It is God. It is the it, that it is everything. And love is you. The more we are able to recognize this and see it everywhere as everyone and as everything, the more we are able to heal and be a healing presence. We are able to heal our own traumas. We recognize when we need a therapist or a psychiatrist or even medication to help level us up. We recognize it, and we recognize it also as an expression of love. It's not weakness to have a therapist. It's proof that you love yourself enough to take care of your mental and emotional health. So love is self-care. Love is all of the ways that we demonstrate, whether that be exercise, healthy eating, 10, 12, 15 hugs a day, whatever it is, love is all of that. To what degree are you showering yourself so that you can then shower others with all this awareness of what love is? Perhaps the three greatest words in life are God is love. Love is the very nature of God, because that's what God is, love. So if God is love, then you are love, which means love is the very nature of you as well. To actively embody and engage the Science of Mind and Spirit 4.0 is to practice being love. To not simply give and to receive it, but be it. And then to allow the giving and receiving to be normal byproducts that occur as a result of what we are being. What happens in our lives when love is the dominant energy of embodiment and expression. We cannot truly live the Science of Mind and Spirit 4.0 without this aspect of the divine as us. We can't live the truth of it if we're denying who and what we are. Again, we are invited to study, to integrate, and to apply the teaching, Science of Mind and Spirit, New Thought, into all areas of our lives, all day, every day, to the best of our ability. How are you invited to now study what it means to be love, to integrate what it means to be love, and to apply what it means to be love? This week's affirmation, our declaration, I will say it first. If it resonates with you, you're invited to repeat it with me the second time. I practice being love consciously, and the activity of love reveals my true nature. Together, I practice being love consciously, and the activity of love reveals my true nature. And so it is. This week's Thursday night study group questions or your own personal journal reflections. Number 1, how do I express love? When do I express it? When do I refrain from expressing it? Who do I withhold it from? And in what ways do I withhold it? Number 2, how powerful do I feel on any given day? And what determines how powerful or how powerless I feel? Number 3, when in my life have I ever been a hungry ghost? Do I know how to identify them in my relationships? Do I know who a hungry ghost is? And lastly, what does it mean for me to see the world in the way that Eric Butterworth said? To not see it as it is, but as I am. What does that mean for me? What does it look like? And this week, we are encouraged to have a conversation with someone about what you think liberation is. What is freedom? And what is emancipation? What does that look like in a world that works for all? And breathe. And so we enter into that space of absolute love, the space of absolute knowing and awareness. And we simply breathe. We breathe, recognizing the being, the infinite being itself as us. The balance of love and law, and how it operates in, through, and as our lives. We breathe, recognizing that the manner in which we live is our amen. We breathe, recognizing that we choose what love has to do with it. We choose what love has to do with racism as the healing vaccine that dissolves it. Sexism, what does love have to do with it? Love, being the power of the divine, the truth of what we are, cures and heals sexism and all of the other phobias, misesias, dis-eases, disharmonies. Just as our Declaration of Principles says, we believe, number 5, we believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from, emancipation from, liberation from all discord, all dis-ease of every nature. And that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And that is precisely because of what we choose to do as the very power and presence of love itself. We breathe. We live our amen. Every breath we take is prayer. Every word we speak is prayer. Everything that we do, the activity of prayer. We breathe. And so it is. And so it is. Namaste, as always, blessings. It's already going to be May. When I see you next, here, Sunday, it will be May. That's month number 5. Wasn't new, anyhow, I'm a focus, Ray, focus. That's what we talked about last week. Focus, be present. Namaste, much love and appreciation. See you soon. Blessings.
Today's message is complete, something to believe, a seed of truth that we can practice if we choose to receive. As we take the science of mind and spirit for pour it over to every corner of the world where the healing needs to go. We know it's not a secret, can't block behind a door. It's the wisdom that we're living and love is what we share it for. Now step into the world, be a healing, hopeful beacon. You're walking the path and offering to all who may be seeking. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep. We have principles, practices, and promises we're all going to keep. Take the teaching out into the busy street, to every stranger and every soul you meet. Dedication to liberation is the key we hold. A story of freedom that's waiting to be told. Right where you are is holy ground. Feel into your rhythm and the sacred sound. You're an incarnation of the divine. You're holy, powerful, and good. And you are called to be that in the world and do what only you could. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep. We have principles, practices, and promises we're all going to keep. Be the change that you want to see. Unlock the chains and set all life free. From the heart of the city to the jungles and open plains, breaking the cycles of oppression and its heavy chains. It's a revolution of the body, the mind, and the soul. Mending, making, and manifesting the broken parts now finally whole. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep. We have principles, practices, and promises we're all gonna keep. Right where you are sacred. Right where you are, shining so bright. Right where you are, the divine is expressing. Right where you are, life. So live it every day. Make the vision now come sing. In divine is not far off watching. It is incarnating itself as you. Have an amazing week and know that you are loved.